You see the man in the Daedric armor look at his sword, draw his sword, look at it, and throw it to the side. And he puts up both of his hands as shadows coalesce around them, making two clawed hands. He looks to all six of you as black tar drips down the front of his face and down his Daedric armor, and he screams. Charlie, you are first. What do you do?
Sword. Who's that?
He threw aside his sword, and he has two clawed hands that he's preparing to attack you with.
That was infinite.
What?
But that's infinite.
How far is he?
No,
At this...
is that Invinidoc?
Yes, it is. He's currently possessing someone. He's possessing a human man.
How far is he? I cannot be cutting out that damage.
No, he is currently about 30 feet away.
I don't care how big it is, I use fire.
Okay, roll for some fireball.
It's a 12.
It's a 12? Okay, what's the damage?
2.
Okay, 2 damage?
Yeah.
Alright. So, how are you doing this?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't have to turn. Listening.
Okay. You lift up your hands, hearing a crackle of electricity center from the palms of your hands as it slams into the man of the Daedric armor as he convulses with electricity. And it takes him a second as he stops and shakes his head, but it seems that you made somewhat of a dent, at least if some of the blood that's dripping out of his mouth is any indication. But it seems like you did a little more damage to the man than Vididoc. Is that all you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing else I do is gonna do.
Okay. Tommy.
Question. So Lynn's in here. Is Albus in here as well?
Albus is not in the room.
Alright. Well, as y'all know, Tommy is a cat.
Oh god.
And as such, he's usually wearing a cross.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the days. He knew he was fighting demons today. He brought
Sure,
one.
okay. Fair enough.
So can he grab it from around his neck and hold it out with intent?
Yes, you can. Are you trying to do anything or just hold it out?
I'm hoping to try. Well, I want to intense it at Vididark to see if I can get him to yeet him out of the body.
Okay, you're trying to use the cross to yeet him out of the body.
I'm trying to use the cross to yeet him out of the body. This is a demon, right? It works with ghosts, it works kind of with vampires. Surely it works on this guy too, right?
Okay. Having the cross out will have an effect, a statistical effect, on Vididoc.
Yes.
You can keyword attempt to try to exorcise him. However, you are a mundane man. And you will have to do...
man with a holy weapon at his side.
Yeah. You will have to use a roll magic to try to do this.
Oh, you mean a +1 weird?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this.
Alright, if you want to try to exorcise him.
I want to try and exercise this.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Alright, that's 8. 9.
Okay. You can do this, but there's gonna be a price to pay, and I have a pretty good idea of what that is.
Oh no, I think I might know. Okay. Yep.
Are you okay? What
I'm
you're
okay
thinking is
with the
probably what
price.
I'm thinking. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Here's what happens. Well, how do you do this? Sorry, please describe me how
Tommy.
Thomas Calzone decides to exorcise a demon. Please, I need you to
Alright.
describe to me how you do this.
So Tommy's been running around with his fucking Tommy gun out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
As you do. And at this, right now he sees some poor, unfortunate man who just wanted to play a dress up is now stuck with a demon inside him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yep.
an ideal situation.
Nope.
So he points the gun away from the demon for a second, takes off the cross around his neck, and like walking towards him quickly, holding it out in front of him, he says, "Get the fuck out of this guy."
Okay. Okay. Alright. You, run up to him with your cross out, tongue saying with determination to get out. And seeing the cross, you see Invitadoc possessing this man take a step back, and you see his form ripple a bit. And he stares, and he is trying to get out of this, but you have a cross. And, okay, I can let you do this. I can let you exercise this man of demon, but you need to get close. You need to touch him with the cross.
Alright.
Are you willing to pay that price?
Yeah, I'll touch him with a cross and say, "Get the fuck out of my city."
Okay. So, you run up across in front of you, and it's not working. It's not working being that far away, so you get closer and closer. Each time you step closer, you see him scatter, and you see him shake, and you see him convulse. And until you get right up on him, take him by the throat, and slam the cross into his forehead, and you scream, "Get the fuck out of my city." And with that, in this brief moment of magical, faith-fueled brilliance, you see Invitadoc melt out of this man, and this young white man with the shaggy hair falls to the ground as Invitadoc is right in front of you. And while it is true demons don't like crosses, it is also true that powerful demons have a higher tolerance, and he is now staring down at you and is readying both of his claws. You were going to be hit next.
Clearly.
Unless Dracula is something. Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
You see the man that was possessed fall to the ground, and you see Indididoc's full tar-like form looming over Tommy, ready to strike. What do you do?
So the guy he's possessing, or that he possessed, is he...
Yep.
What was that, Shay?
Oh no, I didn't say anything. I swapped headphones because my other ones were giving me a really bad headache.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. The guy he was possessing, like, is he clearly dead, or is he still alive?
You can't tell from this distance. You can get closer. You'll probably have to anyway to attack Invididoc.
Yeah.
Okay. You walk closer, and what am I saying? You're a fucking vampire. You can tell when someone's dead or alive. Fuck. You can see
Yeah.
their blood or some shit. What am I saying? How could I be so
Yeah.
stupid?
You fool.
Yeah, Drake.
Alright. You go up, and you see that, yes, you can hear his heart beating, and you can see it pumping through his veins. Like if you ever played Vampire on the Xbox, it's like that.
Okay.
He's alive. He's weak. He's very weak, but he is alive. But he's also directly under Invitadoc. So, coin
What?
toss of whether he possesses him again or leaves him where, whatever. You don't know.
I guess I'm gonna run and all my might throw myself into a Vididoc to move him away from the guy.
Don't you still have that spear?
I suppose I could do a slam him with the spear too.
Yeah,
Probably
I would
pin him
allow
to
that.
the wall.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll allow it.
cool. Well, let's see if the dice allow it.
Let's see if the dice allow it, sure.
11?
That'll do it. And I assume you're using your supernatural strength and speed for this?
Yep.
Okay, then you get a +1, so that's gonna be a
Oh, cool.
10. Alright, so how... So
Oh,
you're
no,
trying to pin him...
So that'll be a 12. 11 plus 1, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, my bad.
Sure, that's fine. Okay, so you're trying to pin him to a wall?
Yep. Almost. If I can do that, sure.
Yeah, you can do that. So, you see this man below him, and you know that, oh boy, you can't take another casualty report. Taking out your holy blessed spear and screeching like the vampire you are, you use your supernatural street and spank to slam him, and throwing tables to the side, and in a few cases other bodies, you corner him into a wall, away from Tommy, and he is now pinned. And that does 3 damage, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's less, so it's gonna do 2. 2. That's gonna do... it's gonna do 6.
But he has armor, right?
Yeah, he has armor, but it's holy. It's blessed.
Okay. Dang.
So you slam into him, and he hisses and screeches under, and you now have his full attention. The man is far enough away that you don't need to worry about him being possessed, you assume. But for the moment, you got him pretty fucking good. And let's see what he does in response. Okay, you pinned him to a wall, so he's actually going to be out of the range of the cross. So what he's going to do next... Alright, he's going to attack you, Vlad. That's going to be... Gasp.
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 Thought for sure he'd go after Tommy after what I just did.
Oh,
Definitely.
no, definitely. Alright, let me get the damage down. Then I describe the cool shit. Okay. He scrambles and hisses against, but he cannot get out of the range of your spear. So he crudely takes his claw and slams it across your face, but doing 2 harm. But it's not very deep, and it's not as deep as those claws can go. So he spends a second to... And after about 30 seconds, he finally gets the spear out of his body. And this is when you feel his full attack. He takes both his claws, stepping down from the wall, and hits you full force in the chest, sending you flying 10 feet back. And you're going to take 4 harm. Remember to add your armor to that, so it's going to be 3.
Okay, so 2 plus 4?
Yeah, 2.
Well, 1 plus 2, so 3 harm total?
Let's see. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Alright.
And with that, he stops and he stares, and... Tommy, you're still holding the cross?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, this is going to be that consequence about. And he's going to look to Tommy, and he's going to smile. And he... Do you want to do this now? Yeah. And Vlad, you watch as he just past you, and turning around, you see Tommy is now convulsing, eyes turning black, as Invididoc is attempting to possess him.
Oh, cool.
Alright, and next is gonna be Slicer, but Slicer, seeing that he's fucking possessed, is gonna rush up to Tommy. Shit. Lynn, what do I do? He's possessed, get him out. He dropped his cross, what I do? Pick up the damn cross. And he picks up the cross, and he's going to attempt to do what you did, Tommy. But he has a +0 to weird. No, he does not do that. Praying, choy, get out of my friend, And
It's nice knowing you, Tommy.
Tommy, through your pain and agony of being possessed yet again, you just see Slicer waving across in front of your face, to which your hand smacks it out of the way. And you smile as tar begins to slip through your lips. Roy, Lynn! Oh, for Christ. And Lynn is actually... You see ice explode from the ground. Tommy, you feel your hands get caught behind you as ice pulls it to the ground, and you are now entrapped, both your hands and feet. You don't take any damage from this, but you are currently restrained. Right. Charlie, did anyone teach you about this?
You, obviously. Oh, like, it's weird. I was aware of being.
Okay. Tommy is currently possessed,
Okay.
and Lynn has entrapped his hands and feet. And Lynn is asking you if you know any way to make him unpossessed.
My daughter anyway is maybe Florence.
Florence did actually teach you a little bit about what to do if someone was to get possessed.
Florence.
Yeah, Florence did. So you may attempt to use magic if you wish to try to unpossess Tommy. Or if you have a better idea of what you can do. Shy?
That's what plan to use magic.
Yep, that'll be use magic.
I just found a video that reminds me of Slicer trying to. Alright, this is Slicer trying to unpossess Tommy.
Amen. In the name of the Father, Son,
Feel
and
like I
Holy
shouldn't be
Ghost,
smacking him.
head, shoulders, knees, and toes,
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, tip, and every strike that pose, marker that up.
Okay.
It's my favorite. But I rolled a plus.
A what?
I rolled a
A 10? Okay.
is.
That's gonna be success. How do you do this?
Still have a.
Slicer is scrambling to get the cross now that it's been whacked out of his hand, and he dives under a table and picks it up. He's like, "Hey, go away!"
You just watch Ellie just your head. Your phone runs past, grabs,
Hey, I was fine.
grabs the cross because if they use it properly, then maybe you would still have it. And the first you do on blow it.
You throw it on Tommy?
Throw it at Tommy as hard as she can, saying, basically just muttering things up for Potter.
You hear Charlie mutter different holy profanities as she throws the cross, and Tommy, you are feeling your mouth laugh when you don't want it to laugh, as you turn around to get a softball special of Jesus hit you right in the face.
How special to Jesus.
Suddenly Jesus.
A softball special of Jesus. Thank you, everybody. I'll be here all week. slams you in the face as the thing that is possessing you ripples and convulses, and as you feel it actually fall through your mouth. Invidivdoc's entire body just falls out in a stream of black tar onto the ground, and Invididoc is now standing in the puddle of Tommy's vomit, I guess, and
He is the
stares
vomit.
and stares at Charlie, and is currently the target. Tommy,
Yes.
you just threw up a whole ass demon.
I'm gonna be tasting that for a week, and it's not the worst thing I've ever tasted.
Alright. Well, what do you do, Tommy?
Well, guess who's at point blank range with my fucking gun?
Yeah, that's correct.
I was gonna say, if that didn't, if the case would have been of that not working, I would have used magical vacuum. But since it did, I'm going to use the holy weapon, the holy Tommy gun, which do the bang bang,
Okay. Do the bang bang.
which do the 11.
You do it real good. My god, you bang bang.
Can I add an extra point of damage for the 11? Or is that? I know, so I thought about that. Is it? Was that the amount that I could do that at?
What?
I rolled an 11 in total.
Okay, if you
So-
do more than using your assault rifle?
I'm using the holy Tommy gun.
Okay, yeah. I think I said that does 3 harm, right?
Yeah. So
Okay,
can
do 3 harm.
Can I use finish him then?
Yes, you can.
And that's gonna be 7, 8, 9. Another extra harm.
So it's a 9? Okay, sure.
Yep.
He is not liking that. After throwing up, you would think you'd have a lag time of just thinking to yourself and reevaluating your priorities, especially since you vomited at a demon, but, you know, that's just a Tuesday night. So, you pull out your gun, whip it out, aim, and say some cool shit.
Sit.
What?
He'll point with one hand, shoot with the other. I've tasted worse! Bang.
God damn. Okay. Your holy weapon bores holes into this, doing apparently just as much damage as Vlad's attack, as you see it, well, actually more than Vlad's attack, as it just pieces of him fly off in random directions,
But-
decorating the ceilings and the table with black tar.
That's
as
5
it's
altogether,
as he's
I think.
5.
There's the 3, and then because it was the 11, that was +1, and then the... I think? Fuck.
Okay.
I don't know.
No, I got it. Okay. And you see pieces of him fly into the room and on the ceiling and on the floor, and he screeches in pain, and oh, you got him good. And there are multiple people for him to attack at this point in time. But it's not his turn yet. It's going to be Dracula. Dracula,
Yes.
would you like to... What would you like to do?
Let me look at my sheet again.
Changes.
So I don't have any abilities to really use. I'll just...
You had a +1 when you're using your strength and speed. So if you're using that in some way, you can add that to your roll.
That's true. Yeah, I'll... I like, Sorry, let me see if they have a gift for it.
on this session of Monster of the Week, GIF edition.
Oh, I guess I can't find a GIF of it. Can you just start running, jump up in the air, and try and, like, I don't know, use the lance and impale him again?
Sure. Are you trying to pin him?
Yeah, pin him to the floor.
Sure, yeah, you can do that. Roll.
Okay. That's a perfect.
That's a perfect? Ooh,
Yep.
you do it real good. There's actually some benefits you get from a perfect roll.
Oh.
Is a perfect roll, at least for attacks, it depends on type of attack. Let me get my book. Okay, on a perfect roll. On a perfect roll, you can choose to inflict terrible harm and force them where you want them. There's a list here, but those are the ones that are relevant. So you get to... You can pin him and you can do extra harm. I mean, I'd ask if you so choose, but I mean, of course you would want to do that.
Yep.
Okay. So, what's the damage on that? It's 3, right?
Yep.
Okay. It's gonna be... Oh, shit. Okay. You see Dracula just rush in, his cape flowing into the air as he hops onto a table and springs. You hear him hiss and bare his fangs as he pulls back his arms with his lance in his hands and right in the heart. A little ironic, as he was staked, as Invididoc is now scrambling on the ground, yet again trying to move. And yeah, he's looking bloodied at this point. And he cannot move.
Cool.
Alright, now it's gonna be Sandman's turn, which... Ah shit, he's at over half health. 1 second here. Okay, Tiny was asking if I wanted to see fireworks. I had to say no.
Oh.
That's alright. Okay. So, Invididoc, seeing that he's pinned to the ground and that he can't move, staring up at you, Vlad, with what you would assume to be fear, he actually looks to Slicer and Lynn. And then you see him smile. You watch him lift up his hand, and you see the two of them flinch, actually scream and clutching their chests. And I don't know if anyone's around the two of them right now, but you see them fall to the ground, screaming as you don't know what the hell that Invididoc just did, but they are down, and both of them are convulsing, and you just hear Invididoc.
Slicer.
There is no Slicer. And indeed, you see him, what appears to be having a seizure on the floor. And that's his turn. Since Slicer and Lynn cannot go, Charlie, it is now your turn. What do you do?
Holy weapons.
What?
My holy weapon is a knife.
Lynn and Slice.
No, my holy weapon is a knife. I'm gonna fucking throw it at him.
Okay. I'll roll to attack.
Oh,
12? Okay, yep, that'll do it. And actually, that's a 12. So, you can choose to do an extra harm. What's the damage on your knife?
the damage on the holy knife.
Okay, that's fine. And
My regular knife is just one.
+1? Okay. Oh no. Okay. I'll say for the purpose of this, that's gonna be a +2 knife, because you really think the Holy Man is going to give you, like, a
+1.
pussy-ass knife? Nah.
Nah, he
He'll
give
give
you
you a
the
good
good
knife.
stuff. He give you the
What?
good shit.
He give you the good shit. So, while he's on the ground and while he's laughing, you your knife, and you actually catch him right in the throat, to which you didn't know he could choke. Apparently he can, and he is no longer laughing, as this knife is lodged and seems to be pulsing inside of his neck. And yeah, he's not looking too good right now.
Nope.
Knife?
Nope.
Knife? Okay. That is your attack, but if you wish to go to Linen or Slicer, I will allow you to do that. Or-
He's gonna go to Lynn just to kind of see if he can figure out what's going on.
Okay. You kneel down beside Lynn, and you see her convulsing in the same way that Slicer is, which you wonder what the hell that's about. And what are you doing to look? Are you using your sight?
Yeah.
Okay. You use your sight, and as you turn it on, reflexively remembering that this is something you can use, you see a string. You see a string or something that's coming from Vidadoc pulling on both Lynn and Slicer's chest. And you see that string disappear. You see it disappear right when the knife gets lodged in his throat. And whatever that thing did, whatever it seemed to cause, the curse, you would guess some sort of curse, has been meddled with in some way. And this is why they're convulsing. What?
He just kind of looks at it, goes curses, and then looks back up just to see what Invidadoc's doing.
Invidadoc seem to have altered the curse in some way, and your knife is lodged in him, so he's not too concerned with that, but some way, somehow, Invidadoc was able to see the curses within the two of their blood and manipulate it, for better or for worse. And I'm gonna say that's turn. So, Tommy.
Yep.
Invidadoc is currently pinned under Dracula's spear. What do you do?
How close to death does he look?
He's what we call 1/4 health.
Put him 3 times.
Hmm?
3, 4 times. So one more really good hit should probably do him in.
Yeah, or a few, depending.
I'm gonna keep using that the holy weapon,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna bring it to bear and try and put a bullet in his brain. So
Okay,
he can't
roll to do that.
further manipulate Lynn and Slicer's curses.
Okay, roll to do that.
That's a 10.
Oh, you fucking do it. Alright, so any particular way you're doing this? You don't kill him, but you get close.
Well, let's see. I was gonna put a bullet in his brain, but I guess I'm just gonna wipe his face off with bullets instead. Cause can I do finish him again?
You can. You're doing more than 3 harm.
Alright. And that's an 11.
Okay.
Which doubles the injury.
Alright. Hey, Tommy, Calzone.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
I want to splatter his brains across the floor.
Okay. 1 second here. Let me get the appropriate music. Do. Tell me, you put your gun to its head, being done with all this, being done with being fucking possessed, and being done with all of the bullshit that he has pulled since he got here. This is the last demon. This is the last demon that's doing all of this. Once he's dead, there's no way for demons to enter this, as far as you know. So you put the gun to his head. You put the gun to his head, making eye contact with Vlad as he holds him pinned down, giving him a nod before unloading your gun. You unload your gun into his skull, or what you assume to be a skull, and you hear him scream. You hear him shout. You hear him screech. And every single light inside of this building brightens before they pops out. You are left in darkness. Left in darkness with nothing but the flash of the muzzle to remember, the splattering of whatever sort of tar existed, and memories, this horrible, horrible creature that left you stranded, that left you thinking, that left you in pieces. And then you see a light. All of you see a light. Charlie, you hold on to the body of Lynn that has stopped convulsing, breathing, with Slicer the same and close aside. Dracula, you pull up at your spear, seeing that the item that was lodged into is now gone. And Tommy, you back up. You back up and you see the thing you've just killed. You see Invididoc. You see his mouth open. And you see purple drip down his mouth, his chest, and onto the floor. Purple in his eyes, purple and red and purple, and then nothing at all. Nothing at all as the static of radios plays in the background. Mr. Sandman at full display. And that purple glow spreading onto the ground in a puddle with the rest of him. Until there is no him anymore. There's just a puddle. A puddle of glowing purple and... clink, 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 clink. As something metal falls to the ground. Something you can't see in the darkness.
Can I turn on my badge light? I don't like the dark here.
Do I have night vision?
Yeah, you do.
Okay. Did I see what went clink, clink, clink?
You saw a metal cylinder fall under a table, you think? You can't really discern much more than that, but... yeah, Tommy, you turn on your light. You turn on your light, and... there's something familiar about that purple you can't quite place. You don't really know what it is, but... just something about it. You know where it's from, but... you can't tell. But what you do know is that this thing that has haunted you ever since you met Evangeline is dead.
I wonder if Evangeline knows what the fuck is going on here. Wait,
Dracula's gonna try, like, poking the purple with the spear.
don't touch it. I wouldn't touch it.
Not
You poke
touching it. Does it squirm?
It twitches, which is a weird thing for a liquid to do.
I know it. I got it.
Yeah.
I think this is Wraith.
What's a wraith?
Evangeline's counterpart. Former counterpart. But the duck here ripped it out of her and absorbed it.
So we should destroy it.
Probably.
Alright. Do you?
Well, he'll wait for what the others say.
Well,
Yeah,
the other
what,
two are.
Riley don't give a fuck.
Hmm?
Riley doesn't give a fuck. She's more worried about Lynn's voice right now.
Let's take care of Linda Slicer and then we'll destroy this.
Dracula's going to go look at that metal cylinder that he saw fall under the table.
Okay. You go to it, and you find it eventually. See what light there is in the room reflect against the metal object, and you see a cylinder. And you don't really know what this is. It doesn't look like... It looks magical, and it looks like an enchanted object, in the sense of how intricate the metal designs are on it. You know, like, the Elder Scroll from Elder Scrolls?
Mhm.
Yeah, like Skyrim? It's like that. But it doesn't have an opening that you can see. It's just two sides. And it's like that. It looks like an Elder Scroll, a rolled Elder Scroll. Metal, two things on either side, and you cannot discern what this is. You can tell it's magical, but that's all. And you can tell it's slimy, as it is covered in black and purple goo.
Yeah.
You take it?
Yeah.
Right. You take it, and you follow Tommy, to which the both of you go to see Charlie, who's sitting by both Lynn and Slicer. And Charlie, what have you been doing?
It's just to make sure that they're not dead.
You have enough medical training to know that they are alive. You don't really need to have medical training to know that they're alive. You can see that by the way they're breathing, but Slicer seems fine, seems normal, nothing too different about him. Maybe a little bit with his aura, actually. But nothing else you can see. But as you are looking to Lynn, stroking her face, your teacher, who you hope isn't gone forever, you do see something peculiar happen. As you look at her looking for any signs of anything different, you see her face change. And you don't really know how. You just feel fear tangle in your gut, because whatever this is, it isn't natural and isn't normal. But once you figure out how it's happening, then you're a little less worried. Only a little, but more concerned. You see the wrinkles on her face. Shallow. You see her worry lines fade. They're still there, but only slightly. You see a certain pallor come back to her skin, and you see her gray hair come a little bit darker. And you blink as Tommy's light splays across Lynn's face, as she doesn't look 60 anymore. She looks about 40.
We broke it, bitches.
Ish.
What?
We broke it.
What the fuck?
Remember that curse?
Yes. Is it coming back? Is it what's happening here?
No. It's broken. I figured that might be what's going on with this lady too.
So, wait. Do you think Vididoc was the one who placed the curse?
Oh yeah.
Since he's does it? Since he's dead, do you think it's going away? I didn't catch that.
You just agree.
Lynn.
Lynn, can you hear us?
You can see that she's breathing. And Dracula, what you can tell is she looks younger on the inside. From your ability to read heartbeats and just blood flow, she doesn't seem at all like the woman she was before. She seems a lot younger internally. Younger than she looks, even.
Like time reversed for her.
Okay. Is how far is it gonna take it?
Doesn't look like it's changing anymore.
Nope.
That's really fucking weird. But I'll bet she looks like she's doing better, at least. And Tommy will check on Slicer.
Similarly, he's out. He is unresponsive. But yeah, he's alive. He's
Can I do
breathing.
the
Seems
squinty
healthy.
squint?
He doesn't physically look any different, as far as
Can
you can tell.
Can I do the squinty squint?
He looks brighter. That's the only way you can describe it. More vibrant. More there. As much as that means.
Why don't we take them to Elias? Give them a full checkup and make sure they're in a safe place when they wake up. Has anyone heard from Elvis?
Oh. The one who was first possessed is still alive.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
that
he
guy.
is. He's alive.
Should probably go check on him.
Is there like a coffee pot or something laying around?
Sure. Why
Okay.
not?
Sweet.
You're gonna use your dark pass?
You gonna
No.
use your dark
Use your
pass?
dark pass?
No, he's just gonna scoop up Wraith.
That's gonna be her great.
Yeah, you pick up the purple goop, it's probably Wraith.
Okay.
In
You
the
do that?
coffee. In the coffee.
I should let you know he's very much it. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's very much demon.
I
Just
figured.
so you're aware.
I figured.
Better safe than sorry.
Lucky boy. Coffee pot, lucky boy.
Separated from its counterpart, it's no threat.
I mean, as far as you can tell, this thing looks more like a slug than a demon. So,
They're demonic slugs, aren't they?
they are, yeah. Okay. With that, let's switch to the other party.
Dracula takes a sip.
No,
Nope.
you don't. No, no, please do not do that. I'm begging you.
Purple.
I'm pretty sure this whole time Tommy is his face, like everything below his mouth, is covered in demonic tar.
Yep. Please, I'm begging you, Corey, do not do that.
The teensiest sips.
You
I'm
don't know what
begging you.
it's been. Don't drink that.
I'm begging you. I am not ready for the lower consequences of that action. Do you actually sip it?
I really want to, but I'll refrain.
No,
Thank you.
don't drink him.
Hmm?
Don't drink him. Just because he's in a coffee doesn't mean that he is for consumption.
Sorry, I drink purple.
Portable?
A good flavor.
No.
Okay.
It's not a good flavor. It's better
All right.
coffee.
So, you killed Invididoc. That's fun.
Yeah.
Finally. The big bad is down. And now we have the answers you've all been waiting for. Are you prepared? Okay. What?
Just a scream. We're good.
Okay. Okay. All right. So there's gonna be. Yep. I'll just get started into it. Katja, Jasper, and Yakumo. You follow Charles into the tunnel. Katja, you know this is the tunnel where nothing can hurt you. You know this is the tunnel where Alistar cannot follow. And you know that this is the place that is the one of peace, the one safe haven you have within hell. Nothing can hurt you here. And that's exactly what you need right now, because goddamn, you've seen a lot. You've had so much taken, and now you have a moment. Maybe just one, but a moment. What do you do?
Jasper would probably just sink to the floor, sit down.
You do. And Charles stops and looks back, and he doesn't say anything. He doesn't look disappointed. He just sighs to himself before walking back to the three of you and looking. Just looking down. And eventually he just sits down too. Realizing he needs the rest as much as you do.
Remember when you asked me before we came to hell if I was doing okay? I lied.
I'm a demon, remember? I know.
I know.
Room enough for two more. Yukumo makes a joke, laughs a little bit to himself. Come on. And Yukumo sits down and... Come on, Gotcha. We need a second.
Sure.
Well, at least we all look like we feel now.
We do. I didn't have to change to do that. Do you think we can do it?
Save the world or stop Azazel.
Either. Both, I think. Do you think so?
I think if you're honest, I don't think we have much choice anymore. We felt too much pain to do so.
To fail?
So, give up. Let everything that we've fought for so hard.
Charles looks at Katja's eye and takes a hand, kind of brushes her cheek with his thumb, and nods before moving it. I suppose we have. Futile question, really. But I think we do have a choice. To win, I mean. And I think we can. I believe it. I believe it. He nods to himself, and Katja, you know he's telling the truth. Is that stupid? To believe after all of this? All we've seen?
Oh, but
Just
Sure.
means that we have to fight a little harder.
I think it's very brave, Charles. To hope, despite everything that has happened. And if I am to learn anything after all of this, that is what makes it possible. Hope. Sometimes that's all you have, and sometimes that's exactly what you need to get through it all. That's how I got through Penelope's death. I found hope and gotcha. And he smiles. And when I lost that, I found hope in, well, you. And he nods to Jasper.
me?
Yes, you, Tommy, and though he may have passed, James, you were my hope. You were my hope when my daughter was gone, and when things melted away. I didn't know what you were, but something about you was so familiar. Something about you was exactly what I needed. You remember my face when we first met, do you not?
Oh, yeah. Don't think I can forget your mug.
When I first spoke to you directly, that is, when you were inoculated.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
I was filled with grief for the death of my family, for that of my daughter. And he puts his hand over Koch's. And you, Tommy and James, you became my hope. I don't know if I ever thanked you for that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He nods. And when you came back, and he holds your hand in both of his old calloused ones running over your knuckles. I think that's when I started being me again. Thank you. Thank you for coming back, daughter.
Sorry, Charles. I guess you weren't important enough for him to care.
No, I know.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to say that he cares about me. I know. Charles
You-
smiles.
You keep everybody slightly sane while I wasn't around.
You know how it goes. Mama's boy, daddy's girl, something like that.
Yeah.
I do value your input too, Charles. Yes, I know, which is why you gave me a speech about it. Charles. Yes? You may be related to that bastard that shares our existence on this plane.
Hey, I'm right here.
No, not you.
But Yukuma nods and he smiles. Charles, you will always be my son. Even if I don't always act like your father. I know, Dad. Thank you. And Yukuma gives him a hug. And then he sits back down. So, anything else we'd like to discuss before we figure out what's at the end of this tunnel?
Can't really think of anything else.
Well, if there's a time for what, I don't know, confessions that are heartfelt but also relieving, suppose now would be the time. The alternative is getting our answers, whatever those might be.
I forgive you guys for going to Cancun without me.
You do? Either that culture.
Yeah.
Is Jasper telling the truth?
There's still a little regret that he wasn't able to go, but mostly forgiveness. I'd say about 90% forgiveness, 10% still wanting to go.
No, you holding back there.
Always holds a grudge.
Oh, just like your grandfather. It's bad you never met him.
Strong man.
He was. Just as you say that, who's holding the cube?
I think Jasper has the backpack.
Yeah.
You hear a ring, ring. Wait, what would that be? You just hear a vrrt, 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 vrrt from your backpack.
He'll dig it out.
It's actually in your puppy's mouth. And you hear a little woof.
Drop it.
As,
Drop it.
Aww. Aww.
Good boy.
And you give him a little scratch on the head as you... Do you answer it?
Yep.
Okay. For the purpose of this, is it just Tommy calling them?
Right now it's just Tommy. I assume they're back at RMM with the two down getting treated and Tommy
Yeah.
getting himself cleaned up. Yes.
Yeah, for the purpose of this, I'm gonna ask that it's just Tommy speaking to them for the sake of, no
Yeah.
playing multiple characters. Okay. So, you put the cube at the center of the circle, and you see Tommy's face as he is alone in a room, looking a little, disheveled, it seems.
A little disheveled.
A little,
There's
as
still
his
tar on
front
his
is
face,
covered.
though he's tried to clean it off.
His front is covered with black, His mouth is covered with black, and he's alive. So, I don't know.
What happened to you?
Well, we found him very dark. Just going to give you an update on what's what up here. We found a demon tower. Well, you already knew about that. After that,
Yep.
so Inverted Dark attacked a convention at the culture center. And we went and we took him down. He's dead now. He's not going to cause any more trouble up here.
Bad?
Yeah, he's as dead as he can possibly be, to the best of my knowledge.
Delana confirmed it.
I confirmed it.
I thought demons just went back to hell if you killed them.
Yes, but also no. They die. Wait, what am I
Yes.
saying? So I can say this, Charles. Well,
Yes, but actually no.
their remnants go to hell, but they don't reform until after several years. Even then, they don't have the same memories they did before.
It's like
So I
a
could-
reincarnation thing?
Like that, yes.
So he could.
So, like,
Could-
what happened to my wife?
Right. Right.
Hopefully
And-
he won't. Hopefully he won't be as bad next time.
We don't know. But I can't say we won't have to worry at least for another decade. And as Charles speaks, Tommy, you look at Charles and you see, one, he's a demon, but two, he looks older. Like, his age older. And then you look at Katja, and you see that she's much of the same, and not only that, she's losing an eye. Or she has a bandana over it, right? And, yeah. You see what
What?
happened to the two of them.
What the hell did you guys go through? It wasn't. Was it before? You look like you're in the tunnel, so that's something. Did you have to fight to get in?
Was a bigger price upon entry this time.
Shit.
Each of us had to give something up, but Charles decided to take mine. Finally look my age, hmm?
I mean, it's not a bad look.
No,
If it's any comfort.
I don't know, my hairline's falling back a bit.
Oh yes, it's absolutely the end of the world. Gestures to his own face.
Well,
You know, can use Santa's ring to make you look younger if you want.
he pauses, looks at his hands. I think I'm alright for now, but thank you, Jasper.
No problem.
The fight with Inverted Dark also had a bit of a cost. Slice
What
and
happened?
win or down for now. For now. They should recover, but they are not conscious. I didn't catch what you said, Shy.
Just ask what happened.
Inverted Dark tweaked their curses somehow. My guess is that he might have been the one to put curses on whatever they interacted with that gave them their curses. And possibly was able to intervene with them because of it. I don't know how curses work. But since he died, the curses seem to be at least partially lifted.
But they're alive.
They are alive, and they will recover, and probably be better than before.
And you killed Invididoc.
Yes.
That was the only
Splattered
person.
brains on the floor.
So, up top is fine, then it's safe. There's nothing left. You did it. You actually did it.
There is one more thing.
What's that?
You remember Evangeline's counterpart, Wraith?
Yeah.
Well, we found him when we melted Invididoc. I mean, he's currently a demon in a coffee pot, but you know.
Coffee pot.
It was what was handy for scooping him up.
What are you gonna do with them?
Not sure, still figuring that out.
Well, whatever happens, do not let Evangeline get in contact with that. I may not be there, but I'm still the Magister. Do not let her have it until we have had a full discussion. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. Is there anything else?
We'll continue cleaning things up here.
Right.
Charlie,
Invididoc may have
okay?
been the pathway over, but there's probably still a few more demons hanging around that need to be wiped out.
Is Charlie okay?
She's doing fantastic. Actually, not a single scratch on her from what I could tell.
Some good
Gosh.
news I needed.
Katja, your demon power says it's true.
I'll see Charlie just waiting in the corner. There it is.
Jasper will wave back.
You found yourself a pretty damn badass girlfriend, Jasper.
She found a wimpy butt boyfriend.
I wouldn't say you're completely wimpy. You killed a man with a single punch. That's not the mark of a wimp.
Suppose you're right. How much time has passed up there since we last talked?
How much time has passed? 6 hours, tops?
Let me check. I have the dates here. I think it's the 20... It's the 26th of July.
Mm-hmm.
It's night. And there's no real way to tell how long you've been in hell, because there's not a day-night cycle. But it feels like a week at least on your ends. It would only be a few days, if even, on topside.
Okay.
So between this and the last time they spoke with them, was that earlier in the day?
No.
For you guys.
For us, for topside.
Oh yes, it was. It was. Yep, you're right. Sorry, you're right. It was.
Spoke to you earlier today.
Feels like days.
It's like a few days for us.
Ouch.
I mean, you see how old these guys look now.
Surprised it's not a decade down there. Jesus.
Don't hold your breath.
Please don't stay down there for a decade.
Well, we shouldn't have to. The Athenians just over there. We decided to take a bit of a break before we enter.
Alright. Jasper, you still have the Christmas present for the owl guy, right?
Yep. Pull it out and show Tommy.
Good. Don't let Santa Claus down, man.
I won't.
Suppose we shouldn't leave him waiting any longer.
Stay
Santa?
safe. Well, yeah. Stay safe. As best as you can, at least.
You too.
We'll try our best.
Will do. I've got a
These
lot
old
of
bones.
toothbrushing in my future.
Message my mom that we're still alive. Currently.
Will do.
Thanks.
Thank you, Tommy, for keeping everything safe up there.
As best as I can.
Right.
Just
Goodbye.
the fate of the entire fucking world.
Click. And Yakumo and Charles stand. Right. Time to get your answers now.
Find out how many licks it does take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop.
Please don't tell me you're actually going to ask him that.
We have legit questions. Do not ask him that.
I'll let Katja, you can ask him that.
I don't know if he's eating it.
So, you walk down the hall? Okay. 1 second here. You reach the door. The door that Katja, you'll remember, leads to the Athenaeum. And similarly, you see runes across it in Latin. And it says the same thing it said before. Blood of a friend, life of an enemy.
It's gonna be the easiest thing that we all
Yes, we do consider each other family. Yes, I do.
do. So, if you were looking better, prepare someone get the blood thing.
Charles holds out his hand. Right. Who's willing to use the knife?
I will do it.
Okay. You cut his palm, and you see the blood drip from it onto the door, and
About to knock your friend down. Calm down, spaghetti boy.
okay, give me a second here. Need to make sure. You might need to adjust the music. Okay. You see the blood drip down, 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 and there's a moment's pause before you hear the grinding of stone against stone as the door begins to open. The door to the Athenaeum. The place you've so desperately tried to reach. A flash of light blinds your eyes, and you feel hot wind rush past your body. The sound of moving stone scrapes against your ears, then comes to a stop. You open your eyes and inhale the scent of ancient tomes and ink filling your nostrils as you blink past the dust. Shelves. Shelves for miles and miles, higher than you've ever seen, winding up and up and up. You can barely see the ceiling. All the windows you can see are small and barred. From your position, the only way out is a giant door to your left, or in an attempt through the windows, if you can find a way to bend the bars. There must be millions of tomes here. Millions of leather-bound books holding forbidden information. Any word, a warning, or wisdom that might just destroy a kingdom or save it. You walk inside and run your hands along the spines of the books, appreciating the strange serenity of this acclaimed Athenaeum holds. The architecture retains the hellish features, but ironically possesses almost chapel-like designs and symmetrical columns and shelves. Surprisingly, despite this place holding horror far more dangerous than any demon outside, this library feels the least hellish. If there was ever a chance that you would find the information on how to save the world, what you are, it would be here. I. Charles looks up and shakes his head, mesmerized by the sight. I've never seen a place like this. Nor have I. I've heard of this place, but never thought I'd witness it. Not within my lifetime. What kind of stories do you think this place holds? All.
Yeah, all of them.
And they said Alexandria was long gone. Well, you four are wondering how do you begin to ever navigate this colossal library. You hear the flapping of wings, and above your head, you see a silhouette of a bird. No, a man? Gently land on one of the many tables littering the library. You watch the figure stand and see two impossibly long legs support the body above it, that of an owl. A large great owl that stands on knobbly knees at your eye level, and wears a feathered crown, a mix of gold and brown, just above two wide, star-filled eyes. Stolas. You will know the name. Stolas steps down from the table and walks over first to Jasper. You have arrived, Prince. A pleasure. The owl gives a bow.
You
It is nice.
said you're bowing to me?
There are many things that hide in this library. Many things known and unknown. Lost and found. Horrifying and beautiful. It is not a mere mystery why I bow to you, for you are worthy of respect. As are you. And you see Stolas walk to Katja and bow. It is good to see you again. Though I wish you were under better circumstances chosen.
Was as well.
And of course, the two other guardians. And he gives a nod to them. For your introduction, I am Stolas. And you're exactly what the world needs. It's a pleasure to see you all, the guardians of our world, the risen, defying the laws of reality itself, chosen to destroy or save the world. He gestures to Katja. The duelist, fighting with our assigned nature as an act of defiance, and chosen alongside the risen. He nods to Charles. The amalgam, smeared with oil in a crooked crown you must choose to adorn or destroy. He looks to you, Jasper, respect in his eyes. And then he looks at you, Kumo, wide eyes squinting. You're part of the prophecy, but it's unclear where your fate lies. No name for me. There will be, once you decide to indulge in sacrifice for happiness. You see Kumo blink, taken aback. I want to win. I want to save the world alongside my family. Then I shall name you martyr until another decision is made. And you see Stolas flap a little bit and perch back on one of the chairs. Now, how may I help you today?
I got this present for you.
He looks up, and you hand it to him. He takes one of his two long claws to examine it. Ah, an old friend gave this to me. This will be useful. Thank you for delivering it. And He tucks it under his wing and gives a nod.
And we'll never find out what it is.
Oh, I'm not that mean. You will. Just give it a second.
Okay.
What else?
You'll look around to the other guys.
Gotcha.
Oh,
What?
we're here with questions.
And I have answers. Please. What are your questions?
She'll look and see if anyone wants to ask first.
We have a few. We heard you want to talk to Jasper and to the Chosen. I wish to speak to the risen Coulter Tarzel and Jasper Dinkle. Both of you need to say what I have to offer. And you will. You will regain your answers to your questions. And, I had questions on my own that I'd like to ask. But I'll wait, I suppose, but... We wanted to know how to save Palapolis. We heard there was a dome we could protect it with. Is that correct? The dome? Oh. Yes, I can get that for you. And you see him flap his wings, fly into the air, and impossibly high, maybe even half a mile, he picks up a book before flying down and holding out an ancient tome. If you wish to cast a dome around Palapolis to trap the enticed, this will have all the information. Who takes it?
I'll put it in my backpack.
Okay. You take it. It's an old leather thing, ancient, and has a special hum to it you can't quite place, almost a vibration at your touch as you put it in your bag. Right. Now that book will tell you all, but before I continue, I have something to show the both of you. Come along. And you see him walk on his two long legs down a series of aisles, and Yakumo and Charles look at each other before looking to you two.
Just,
Do you follow?
yeah, just Katja and I, or all of us.
It would be wise for all of you to say.
Okay. Yeah, we'll start following.
Okay. Alright, this is gonna be a lot of exposition, gonna let you know. But you'll get your answers. Well, you're wondering... Where'd I go? Okay. Stolas leads you through an array of shelves, tomes, and artifacts you believe are best left untouched, and finally stop in front of a door. A door so inconspicuous it could belong to any ancient building of any merit, to a black room where you see nothing. You follow into the nothingness ground, only because you see Solus do the same, and on his approach, you see a basin, a little over waist level, with an empty spherical space in the center. And then you see Stolas take out his present, a small, careful thing, no bigger than, ironically, a Rubik's Cube. He carefully unwraps the gift that you didn't know clawed hands had the dexterity to do, and gently, you see him pick out a globe. A tiny, star-filled globe that fits perfectly in the center of this pitch black room. And you hear a tink. You hear the roaring of some unseen mechanism, and the ground before you begins to change. Suddenly, you are no longer in an empty black room. No. You're somewhere you never thought you would be. You are standing among stars in the universe, standing amid the stars that a god might. The stars nothing but small, tiny pinpricks, that of dust molecules, as you are giants among them. And you see the stars and planets and galaxies and nebulas that you can reach up to touch, only for your hands to flow past. This is the observatory. It will show you whatever you wish to see, locked within the memories of the world or the next. It will show you any moment in history, or any even unwitnessed or commercialized. You see him shift the globe in his claws, and you have to fight the feeling of vertigo as your place in space alters, zooming 1,000 miles per second, as your perspective changes to that of outside Earth. Witnessing green and blue, ever so slightly turning. This is where I give you your answers to find truth. And this is where you find it. Jasper,
Yeah.
do you know why I asked you here?
Not fully.
Okay, 1 second. Look at all that suspension being cut with a knife. Okay. Who's putting memes in my Christian Minecraft server? You are a descendant of Benamite and Miltoitan, a curse that was set upon your family's blood aflameth for thousands of years. If you wish to break this curse and kill Miltoitan, you must understand where he came from. You must say, and you see Stolas adjust his claw in the orb, and you watch as the world turns backward, slowly, then faster than your eyes could ever wish to see. And then you zoom in. Zoom in on an Earth with little pollution, no lights from electricity, to a small farmstead. A farm with a young boy, black hair, whittling a piece of wood with his knife. You see a crown being carved into the flesh of the wood, a crooked crown, though you believe it was because of the boy's lack of skill, rather than purposeful intent. His name was Benamite. Do you remember the book?
The Necronomicon?
No, the one you found in the library. The one that set Shadow aflame. And you see Shadow beside you, and wait, the one that sent me? That very same. I'd like to think you would remember it.
Yeah, of course I.
That book was sent there by one of my toys agent, hoping you'd be overtaken by Shadow. But what does that even mean?
Nearly was.
Well, I didn't know what I was back then. I didn't know what I could do or why I was there or anything. I'm sorry, Jasper.
Not your fault.
That book was incomplete. And now, I will show you the full story of Benamite. And he flicks the globe. and the story plays before you. You see the boy smile at his project before he heard a call from behind him, and a spark of magic twists from his hands. A green electricity. He jumps as the wood falls from his hand, and he stares. A magicless bloodline, spontaneously adopting the craft. He never knew what he was in for, but once it was discovered, there was no turning back. You flash forward, seeing the boy grow, no longer a lad, no longer a child, but a young man. A young man who used the weapon he had to combat the swords and shields of invaders, the one that made him different. A target. A dangerous target. Despite his best efforts, could not stay in his home. You see him leave, his small world disappear far behind him. He traveled. He traveled so far and so wide, looking for any place he might call home. But none could look upon his magic with anything but disdain. Or fear. None could look at this boy, wanting to do nothing but help, with his creeping green eyes and black hair. So eventually, you see him stop talking with people, with the peasants, with the merchants, with anyone. He traveled alone. Traveled along the edges of the world, the cold mountains and the vast forests, hoping beyond hope he could find a place for himself. But that was before he fell. That was before he fell, and he couldn't come back. You see his foot trip on a rock, too loose, and down he goes. Down, down, down he falls, into a cavern so ancient even 1,000 years ago the world had forgotten its name, had forgotten what was inside. You see Benamite stand, and a creeping black tendril crawled his feet. The young man afraid of that voice, afraid of a creature of darkness and nothing, and all the cruel things that slithered at the bottom of the most vile hearts. The creature had no name when Benamite asked, but when he insisted on a name, the creature asked to be called Shadow, as that was the closest to what it was. You see this black shadow that slithers on the bottom of the cavern, whisper in Benamite's ear. The shadow made him an offer, you see. The shadow read Benamite's mind, and saw the injustice of those cast him out for having magic, hunger for blood, or for another form not so human-like. So the shadow offered to give him a power to change it, to give him the power to laugh in the face of those who would wrong him, and gain the power he desired to make the world right. The shadow's only request? For Benamite to allow to combine his energy with his. Benamite, a young man tired of being pushed to the ground, tired of giving his fate to that of lords and the rich and powerful. Great. You watch as the shadows coalesce around Benamite's form, and Benamite's eyes glow a deeper, hungrier green. A silent scream leaves his mouth, and the scene changes. You see Benamite exit the cave, but he is not himself anymore. What Benamite did not know is he stopped being Benamite the moment he had an agreement with the shadow, as the shadow was no mere demon. It was a being so old even the dust has forgotten its name. He became MotW, when the shadow uncursed the entirety of his bloodline, infecting with a disease that would live as long as he. But the first thing the curse did was change that sweet boy Benamite into MotW, a man corrupted by an ancient being seeking nothing but power. You see the world around you change. The boy Benamite turned into the man known as MotW. You see a beard grow on his face the same time it adopted a snarl and pointed his armies at any man dare face him. A blast of green magic explodes armies, a legion of any and all kinds of mystics, werewolves, vampires, mages like him, tearing to the mundane people that slaughtered him in previous. Battlefields of blood lap at your feet as MotW stands among the corpses, hunger, unsatisfied. He created the collectors to collect information, people, anything relating to the mystic, to combine them in a nation to be feared, to give them the respect he believed they deserved. But he did this through blood, violence, and that corrupted him into a monster. You see Mount Titan stand outside the gyre, a hand placed above his magic explodes and expands under his fingertips. And he succeeded, until his inner circle was enticed by those who hated what Mount Titan stood for. You see 7 people approach the gyre from all sides. A circle, a demon, an angel, a ghost, a werewolf, a wizard, a vampire, and a ghoul. Their eyes cast a light, enchanted by some unknown glow. A Titan looks up as they raise their hands, realizing what's happening. He doesn't have a chance to react as a flash of light blinds them. Blinds you, and the place around the gyre is empty. The vision fades to blackness, and you are greeted by the sight of the calming universe, filling the space. Estolos looks back up at you. Your twin holds the curse of Maltoin. You hold the remnants of the being that was known as Shadow. This curse has persisted in the bloodline ever since Maltoin was trapped, held by Catherine Irwin, and now held by Amber Dingle. If Maltoin enters the world and possesses the holder of this curse, you could collect the power of the Shadow, and be given the power to destroy the world. Those who hold the curse, can control the gyre, and those who can control the gyre can control the demi-plane which the Entice are connected to, and the bindings that hold Maltoitan himself. To break the curse permanently, you must kill Maltoitan. The only person who can cast the final blow is Jasper Dingle. Jasper.
You look up at Stolas.
When you make that final blow, you must make the choice to accept the power or to destroy it. For the sake of the world, I hope you choose to destroy it.
He looks just like me.
He does, yes. Did.
I become something worse.
I don't know if that's going to happen, Jasper. You said my... Stolas. Yes. You said my mother held the curse, correct? Yes. She gained it shortly after she became a woman. She turned 18? That is true. Jasper, from what I remember of Bernice told me, my mother wasn't the same after that curse was bestowed on her. She became cruel and evil and everything the world didn't need. And I may have not known my mother, but I did know Bernice. And she didn't see any of that in you. And neither do I. Neither do any of us.
I can't
Because
beat him.
I believe you can. I believe you have a chance. I believe in you, Jasper. And what we said? You fought far too much to fail now.
Right.
Is there any other question you'll have of my prince?
There, Suppose there's no delaying what's going to happen, is there?
Which board?
Any of it. Give us more time to prepare.
There is choice. I will discuss it with you. But first, I would like to speak to our chosen. Unless you have anything else.
Go ahead.
He nods. And he turns to Katja. Katja. You must have questions for me. This is the place to ask them.
You told me of the curse. Well, the prophecy. The one that it does not involve anything else. Just myself, Charles, and what we are. But I still
Okay.
don't know what I am. The word chosen gets thrown around like it's common language, and yet none of us truly know what that means.
He puts a claw on the globe. I can answer that question. Katja turns out.
That's all I want. Just to know what I am. Why? Out of everyone on this god-forsaken universe. Myself. Charles, I can understand. He's somebody who's always wanted to do good. Somebody who's always tried to defy what he is. Then there's me. A pitiful excuse of an angel, really. What makes me so special? The universe decides to choose me to do its bidding.
To answer that question, we must look at the history of what the history of mankind is felt to say. Angels and the nature thereof. You see the stars. You see the stars in the observatory dissipate, and instead are flooded with white clouds, a blue, endless sky behind them as Alistar approaches Katja. Do you know how many people have come back from the Aether? How many have gone there and physically returned with their body and mind?
Does she?
No.
No. I don't know.
One. And her name is Katja Tarzal. And the four of you see Katja, floating in a dreamlike state, staring at the distance, the endless clouds, calm, serene. Serene in her bright yellow blazer, glasses, and white pants. You're the only mortal, the only being that is finite, that has succeeded where so many others have failed. You survived. You conquered death of what some call gods and lived. Let's see here. Okay. You see the clouds drift away. An observatory turns into a room. A room Katja knows like the songs held within her bones. Her room. Her first room. The one she held as a child who was not a child, who was given closed fists instead of open hands, blood in place of strawberries, and ache in place of warmth. The same vision held within your rabbit. Same vision sewn within the fabric held onto so tight when there was nothing left to hold. For you, were given a gift. There was ether in your blood. That is what the angels sensed, like they did in so many before. But I sensed something else too, something that couldn't be measured nor explained. You. A light descends from the window, and a tiny catcher reaches out. Fingers brush against the light, and brown hair, brown eyes melt to white and gold. The concept of a soul cannot be observed like most tangible objects, for it is not a tangible object. It is the center of one's being, the core of their personhood. And despite how many times I clutch in my claws, I will never fully understand the nature of the human spirit. For that is what you are. That is what you are. Despite the angel in you, despite the demon in you now, you are you. You are human, first and foremost. The only thing you are unable to do is remember the faces of those in the aether, those that would keep those faces hidden from them all. But you have the sight. You have the memories. You only need to unlock them. And you see Stolas take your hand in a claw and guides it to the orb. Touch. Touch and tell it what you would like to say. It will unmask the memories. It will bring the light. What do you do?
She puts her hand on it. Show me what I need to know. Show me what I forgot.
You drift back to your room. The night your angelic nature was brought to a level you never thought possible, and you see the light. The light was comforting and kind and offered you all the beautiful things. And you see that light melt into a being that could only be described as terrifying. You see an eye, a blazing eye staring down at a smiling child, 2 rings circling it, covered in holes. You can't help yourself but flinch looking at this thing, an ugly, crude being that looks the opposite of holy. It looks worse than demons. The beings that live in the aether are not angels. They make angels. And they help the world function, much in the same way demons do. The clouds return, and you are brought back to the image of Akacha, floating serene. And then you see the clouds part, and an eldritch horror the size of a skyscraper appears. Its skin white, the halo is obvious, but the flesh? It appears to be made of metal. Metal wrapped together like a hardened string in a shape that resembles no animal or man you've ever seen. Monstrous alien thing that reaches out a metallic tentacle to touch your forehead. And you see yourself scream. The beings of the aether, the celestials, are not angels. They have no one. They refuse to directly interact with the world, as they never meant to belong to it. Most want order. Most want to do good. But in truth, celestials can be just as varied as demons, just as messy and misguided. Some celestials imbue their power onto mortals, hoping beyond hope that they can change it in ways they never can. For better, for the worse. The celestials made angels, blessed them with that power, but only you've survived true resurrection. Only you have been blessed and wandered their halls. Only you have seen their faces and lived. But only now I show you their flawed faces, for you to remember forever and always. They cannot hide from you. The image of the aether dissipates, and a line of humans, no, not humans, angels. Angels form in a line from ages present and past. The celestials have chosen and failed. For centuries, none have risen to do what must be done, alter the world permanently wielding their power, except you. But there is one catch. You see that same eldritch being reach down a tentacle and tries to touch your forehead, but fails. The sound of a trumpet echoes in the sky as they try to take hold of Katya again, but they fail. They cannot control you. They cannot take their power back. They cannot refuse the ability you hold they never had. They cannot refuse because you have an ability they never had. You have the ability to choose. They imbue you with a power you can bend to your will, might be their own or demonic. You are chosen because despite the power you wield, that of God or devil, you can always choose to be human. You can always choose to be Kocha Terzel. And the image dissipates, and you are back to the starry sky. What do you do?
I'm not sure. I don't know how she would respond to that. I've been given the power, and yet I choose to be me.
That is your power. The Celestials and myself, we exist for a reason, and we carry out that purpose because it is what we were made to do. You are chosen because you have the right to choose. You can choose what it means to be human, what it means to be Kocha Tarzel. And that is what makes all the difference.
He nods.
So,
Thank you.
he nods. Of course. And I'm much of the same then. I can choose. You can. You were created to be a potential vessel for Maltitan, or pass on the curse of Maltitan with his children. But since you refuse to have children, you could not make a demonic bearer of the curse. That's why I was born. That's why Mother had me. Port of it, yes. Do you have any more questions for me? The official answer on my chosen status? Your chosen status was found, not given. There was no being that trusted you, no God that blessed you. You took it. You took your own chosen status after you chose to be anything but a demon, despite the crown of horns. You have the force of will like your friend does to choose. All you need is certainty. Charles is quiet for a second. You have another question. Only one. Why does the world need another angel? Who doesn't? But needs you. Charles nods, satisfied with this. I do believe we're done here. Come along. And Stolas walks on his long legs out of the observatory. Do you follow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You follow, and the dome closes behind you, and there's one more thing I'll tell you before you leave. The dome. The book I gave you.
Yeah.
You intend to use it on Palapolis to trap the enticed, and it will do just that. But there's a catch.
Trap us in with it.
Yes, there's that. But there's one more thing. The dome will only work if you activate it. If you bring the enticed in the world. You have to make the choice to bring the enticed into the world to trap them into the dome. If it happens on accident, the dome will not work. If you do it in this way, the dome will act indefinitely, but it will trap them indefinitely. Do you understand?
Fortunately.
There's no other way. We need to bring them here. No other way. And
We have we have to damn Palapolis and everyone in it.
I'm afraid so. If you want to save the world, that is. That's not exactly good news, you know. You said indefinitely. Is that true? Well, there is only one way for the dome to be lifted. We'll tell you. If all the Guardians are killed, or if all the Destroyers are killed and MotW, only then can the dome fall. That's it. He actually stops, and one moment, may I say the book, please?
Here.
And he takes it and flips through. Oh yes, one final thing. The centerpiece to hold the dome together is called the lever. It will appear somewhere in the dome. It isn't clear what it does, but it is... Okay, so he lied, this is me. It's actually 3 ways to get the dome. Okay, this is Drake talking because it's 11. Okay, 3 ways to get the dome. You got that? Kill the Guardians, kill the Destroyers, or pull the lever. Clear?
Clear.
Okay. And pull the lever. Thank you. And he hands it back. Then, one last thing before you leave. If you intend to kill Azazel, and to kill his army, you will have to speak to Agamemnon. And you see him pull out a piece of paper from under his wing and hand it out. And Charles takes it. What is this? It's a location of Agamemnon. He'll be perfectly able to work with you if it means taking down Azazel.
He's not dead yet.
Hmm?
So you mean he's not dead yet?
No, not yet. And he will work with you if you can find him, and if you're quick. He will help you defeat Azazel and his army. You want us to work with a king of hell? Yes, it is only right. And if you wish to find your other 2 marks, Mary and Evelyn. I'm certain that Agamemnon will know where they are. So, that's it then? That's everything? What I can give you. But how do we kill the army? I mean, we can use Agamemnon's army, but Has to be something else to stop the one from above ground, otherwise. And that's when you see Stolas blink. And he says, very clearly, I believe your friends have already discovered a way. One final ending scene, guys.
Hmm.
Hey, Tommy?
Yep, I'm here. I've been here the whole time. It just took me a second to unmute because this stupid recording on mute doesn't like working.
You see Lynn gasp and wake up. Oh, God. What? Christ. And all three of you are in the room and you watch as Lynn is awake and clutching her chest, and her eyes are now a rainbow. What happened to me? What?
Wait. Ah, you're weak.
Tommy? What
Right here.
the
You see.
fuck?
You're safe. You were safe.
Safe?
Yeah.
What? I had a nightmare. What? There's an army and there was a demon and... Wait, is that the thing that attacked us?
What? Wait. The. Oh shit! It's still on my face. Invitadoc is dead. He fucked with your curse and Slice's curse, and killing him undid something.
You killed Invitadoc. You killed him.
Yes, bullet to the brain several times.
Did he drop anything? Did he drop anything, Tommy? And
Yes,
he
yes,
takes
yes.
him by the collar.
Fucking Christ. Lead.
Lynn,
What?
Dracula, while holding the coffee pot of purple, will reach into his pocket and pull out that metal cylinder thing that he found.
And you see her jaw drop. Give me that, give me that, give me that.
What?
Right, take
Okay.
it. What is it?
And you see her face fall. Tommy,
What?
I know why we couldn't find the base despite all this time.
Why?
It's not on this plane. And she clicks a button on the side of the scroll, and you see a door open. You see a door appear. It's on his demi-plane. And this is how they've been getting into it.
Oh my god.
She clicks it off and the door disappears.
Is it the only one?
Had
I
to
don't
be
think you-
others for each member.
She nods.
Each of the inner circle.
We can go inside their base.
We're gonna make a lot of hell.
And I think because it's 11:11, that's where we're gonna end.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Lynn, I'm glad you're not dead. That you're feeling better. Thanks. Yes.
Thank you. Wait, what happened to Florence?
Florence wasn't here.
No, we're both part of the same curse. What do you think happened? Has anyone checked on her?
No. Did not cross my mind at the time. We were busy making sure you and Tom were not dead.
Caroline?
I can call her.
She doesn't pick up.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
She's not answering.
She's part of the curse. She's part of the curse. What do you think is going to happen when... Oh, God damn it. And
You don't think...
Lynn jumps up and she's in a gown, right?
Wait,
But
hang on. Put a jacket on, please.
I have to see her. I have to see
We're
her.
going-
The
we're
curse
going?
is gone.
We're going, but jacket, at least.
Dracula will take off his coat and put it over Lynn.
There you go. Now we go. Come on.
She takes it. It's the perfect size. And all of you run. All of you jump in a car and drive as fast as the speed limit will take you in this beautiful summer night. And you reach Florence's shop, the Garden of Eden, and you see that it's locked and there's no way to get in, but you see Lynn just take the door handle and use a force push to blast it open, and she stomps inside, and she rushes up the stairs, and you follow her and you see Florence, and she's on the ground. And it looks like she's been on the ground for a long time. And you see Lynn kneel at her side and turn her over, and she doesn't look 20-something anymore. She's breathing, you can tell that, but this woman, who is in her 70s, doesn't look 70, but she looks about the same age of Lynn, maybe just a little bit older. And you see Lynn shake her awake, almost frantically, and saying her name, Florence, Florence, Florence! And you see Florence blink her eyes open, and her white dreadlocks across the ground, her eyes white and hazy, but she blinks and looks up. Lynn? And she smiles weakly. I think you finally did it. And she just smiles. And Lynn kisses her. The curse is broken. Okay, now we're over.
Can I interject one thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're taking you to see Elias. You're not staying here.
Yes, I got that. Thank you, Tommy. Okay, so let me play some other music. Alright,